Okay. So you says, no, not this. Is it? Okay, sounds good. All right, here we go. And I'm thirsty. I gotta get some more water. I'm almost out of everything. I drank all the milk, all the juice. What else did I have? I don't even remember. Orange juice. All my water almost gone. I'm making some lemonade. It tastes good. I'm almost out of everything. Anyway, I feel kind of bad. I done messed up. So what time is it? How long we been live? Let me see. Perfect. An hour and 17 minutes. Redemption time. Okay, so bam. 1 hour, 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Cut. Edit. All that. Gonna be gone. Erased. Y'all like that? It's gonna be gone. Everything. Just like that. Nothing ever happened. Nah, I'm just messing. So anyway, what's up, man? Man, I just got tricked. I was deceived, bamboozled. I don't even know what bamboozled mean, but I know how to use it in a sentence. And that's what I believe happened to me about what I was reading. Yeah, Sheena saw the whole thing. I don't know if you was here. Did you see it? You said, you say, hey, hey, finally caught you. The Prayer of Manesseh. What's this? Excuse me. It's a book in the Apocrypha. I'm still trying to complete all the books online. I haven't read this in a long time, but I know I can relate to what's said in here because when you hear about how many sins this dude had, I feel like yeah, that was me. I had about as many as him, or a lot. I had a lot. This is Manesseh though, the king. When you read from, it gives cross references too. It says Second Chronicles 33:10 through 13 and 18 through 20. This is the king Manesseh who was he was around, he was in Isaiah's time. This was the same king that had Isaiah killed. If y'all ever read the Ascension of Isaiah, that is where Isaiah was sawed in half because of this king. He was not a righteous king. So this is his prayer, and you get to hear what he was talking about. So it says, "O Lord Almighty." I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm glad I got to read, even though I made a mistake. So here we go. It says, "O Lord Almighty, God of our ancestors." Sorry, y'all. God of our ancestors, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and of their righteous offspring, you who made heaven and earth with all their order. Who, God dang it. Let me tell y'all something. It's these arrows, the down arrow, up arrow, left and right arrow. And I be looking at the computer and I just try to hit the button by memory and I always hit the wrong arrow. And if you hit the right arrow, it takes you to another book of the Prayer of Manesseh in another translation in the Apocrypha. It's still the Apocrypha, but it's just not the version that I'm trying to read from. And then I had to go back to the one I was reading from. So if you see that happen, you know I didn't miss the button. I hit the wrong arrow. I be trying to go down. I be trying to go down because as I read, I need to scroll down. This is a night, ain't it? This is a night. Okay, where was I? All right, I think I'm on 4. I think I read all of 2. Who made heaven and earth with all their order, who shackled the sea by your word of command. By the way, it's good you made it, man. It's good you made it. I tell you, man. I tell you, I'm sleepy. So anyway, after command, it says, "Who confined the deep and sealed it with your terrible and glorious name, at whom all things shudder and tremble before your power, for your glorious splendor cannot be borne, and the wrath of your threat to sinners is endurable. Never heard that word before. I heard endurable, but not unendurable. That's a unique way of putting it. Yet immeasurable and unsearchable is your promised mercy. For you are the Lord Most High, of great compassion, long suffering, and very merciful, and you relent at human suffering. O Lord, according to your great goodness, you have promised repentance and forgiveness to those who have sinned against you, and in the multitude of your mercies, you have appointed repentance for sinners, so that they may be saved. Therefore, O Lord God of the righteous, have not appointed repentance for the righteous, for Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, who did not sin against you, but you have appointed repentance for me, who am a sinner. Now keep that in mind. He said he was a sinner. And then he gave cross references to 2 Kings 21 1 through 18. And then after that, we get more of what's going on. So it says, for the sins I have committed are more in number than the sand of the sea. And when I was reading that, or another part where he talked about his sins being high, I was like, yeah, that sounds like me. So anyway, it says, my transgressions are multiplied, O Lord, and they are multiplied. Oh, there's no and. It says, did I read that twice? Nah, it says it twice. Okay, I just had to make sure I wasn't tripping. They are multiplied. I am not worthy to look up and see the height of heaven, because because of the multitude of my iniquities. Let me see. Catch up with y'all. Ming says, I'm okay, just trying to catch up with my reading. I just have busy a life with my family and work and sleep. Sheena says last night was one too, LOL. Okay, then it says, Ming says, how are you, Sheena? Okay. Um, wait, are you talking to me and Sheena? Because it says, how are you, Sheena? And to be honest, I don't even know your name, sir. Are you talking to me when you say that? If you are, my name is Michael. And then Sheena says, I hear you, Ming. And oh, you are talking to me when you said that. Is it Yahweh? That's just my Hebrew name, but you can call me that, or you can call me Michael. Michael's my real name. And then you says, can you say it out loud? Because I don't think I'm saying it right. Most people still, sometimes if I say it out loud, they still think they can't say it. But I'd be like, just say Yahweh, Yada. Yahweh, Yada. That's how I say it. Some people say Yada, and I'm like, that's the same thing. So, you can say Yahweh, Yada, but it's the same thing as Yahweh, Yada. I just say Yada different. It's still Yada. It's the same. Um, what else you say? I think I read everything else. I definitely said Yoda. Oh, no, it's not Yoda, but it will probably be the equivalent of Yoda, possibly. Um, I definitely said Yoda somewhere in there. Yes. And then he says, haha, I got it. Okay, cool. All right, I'm all caught up with y'all. I think I'm on 10. Yeah, it says, I am weighed down with my many and iron fetter, so that I am rejected because of my sins, and I have no relief. For I have provoked your wrath and have done what is evil in your sight. So remember, I was saying that this was an evil king. And if y'all read 1 Kings, I suppose chapter 21, you'll hear about him. But and combine that with what happened in the ascension of Isaiah, what he did. Um, yeah, he was wicked. He was. So anyway, it says he has done evil in his sight. And then it says setting up abominations and multiplying offenses. And now I bend the knee of my heart, imploring you for your kindness. I have sinned, O Lord, I have sinned, and I acknowledge my transgressions. I earnestly implore you, forgive me, O Lord, forgive me. Do not destroy me with my transgressions. Be not, do not be angry with me forever, or store up evil for me. Do not condemn me to the depths of the earth. For you, O Lord, are the God of those who repent, and in me you will manifest your goodness. For unworthy as I am, you will save me according to your great mercy, and I will praise you continually all the days of my life. For all the host of heaven signs sings. For all the host of heaven sings your praise, and yours is the glory forever. So be it. Wow, that was easy. Thank God. I had an easy chapter to read. Psalm 151. This is gonna be easy too. Okay. So it says, do I feel bad? No, I don't feel bad. I was gonna say I feel kind of bad. These are so short, but no, I don't feel bad because I had a hard night trying to read and got confused. Anyway, so it says, I was small among my brothers and the youngest in my father's house. I tended my father's sheep. My hands made a harp. My fingers fashioned a lyre. And who will tell my Lord, the Lord himself, it is he who hears. It was he who sent his messenger and took me from my father's sheep and anointed me with his anointing oil. My brothers were handsome and tall, but the Lord was not pleased with them. I went out to meet the Philistine, and he cursed me by his idols. But I drew his sword. But I drew his own sword? Oh, okay. All right. I read that wrong. I forgot the word own. But I drew his own sword. I beheaded him and took away disgrace from the people of Israel. See how easy that was? So easy. Yeah, there's a lot of Psalms. Like, I think it's thousands of them. I heard it's like 2,000. But the most common is like Psalms 1 through 160. You don't get to hear about a lot of the other Psalms. Um, Psalms. Where did it tell you that? In Ecclesiastes, I think. Hold on, wait a minute. And what verse is that? I have written 3,000. Yeah, he said he written 3,000. What verse was that? I'm gonna find it. Hold on, wait a minute. You said yes. Mm-mm. Gotta think of how it worded. I wrote 3,000. I think it was Proverbs. Verse. There it is. All right. So I used to know all this by heart. Yeah, give me this. No. Give me this. I hate Bible Hub. I mean Bible Gateway. I hate it. So actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Just go to my app. Now that I know where it is, I don't even need y'all no more. Nah, I mean, son. Um, where was that at? 1 Kings 4. Okay, so 32 is the main one. It says he composed 3,000 proverbs and his songs numbered 1,005. There we go. So let me see what y'all was talking about. Um, I see what you said about your son, Sheena. There is a Psalm 157. I mean, yeah, 150. Yeah, it is. And then Ming said also, my name is Ming Toy. I just say Ming for short. I bet he does. I have two boys, 12 and 6, and my daughter 3. My time sometimes is super late on weekends only. During the week, I stram my reading. First time mom Ming toy. Okay, okay. So yeah, this is some info about it, but in the book's called, I don't have them in here with me, but do I? No, I don't. No, I don't. In the Old Testament P. Figure for Volume 1 and Volume 2, one of those books have, I don't know how many Psalms, but it has some of the missing Psalms, I suppose. I read some of them. I don't know if I read them all. Hmm. And they also have some Odes of Solomon on there too, if I'm not mistaken, which I believe ode is another way of saying poem. But I read some of those too. And that's in book form release. That's some of the additional Psalms. I know you can get some from, what is that? The Sefer, but it only goes to Psalm 155. But those other Psalms you have to look up online. I remember looking up like Psalm 150 or 151 through 160 online and read some of those. I don't know about all of them. But yeah, so it's a lot of Psalms though. And then what I did, I had looked in the Bible after reading this verse in 1 Kings 4:32. And I was like, okay, so if I wasn't too worried about the Proverbs of Solomon, but the Psalms, so everything by Solomon is this. You got most of the Psalms is by Solomon. Wait, no, two in the book of Psalms are by Solomon. I think 105 and I forget the other one, 127, I think. But then you got Proverbs 1 through chapter 29 by Solomon. And then you got the Song of Solomon, which is not real. How should I say it? To me, it is not real songs, but um, because I mean like singing, to sing. I don't mean like I mean like that. It's not like a real songs to sing, but even if it's included as Proverbs or Psalms, that's still not 1,005. I don't know how they was counting it, but it's only 8 chapters of it. Let me see. And what else is behind me? Ecclesiastes, which seems more like Proverbs than Psalms. So I don't know if that would be considered 3,000 Proverbs. And that's all you got in the Old Testament by Solomon. But in the Apocrypha, you got the Wisdom of Solomon. That's it by him. And I don't know, I think it goes to chapter 19, but I don't know if all of that would be considered 3,000 Proverbs or 1,005 songs. So I do believe it's extra Psalms out there. And I think some of them are in the Old Testament Pisuti. I was reading some. So I used to read them online every now and then for free for people. Somebody asked me something too. I don't think I'm gonna answer that. I don't think I'm gonna answer that. Not here. Not here. I'm not gonna do that. What other books are in the Apocrypha, real quick? Tobit, Judith, The Wisdom of Solomon, Grudge. Hmm. Okay, okay. So I'm almost, maybe I'm halfway done. Maybe. I got 1 through 4 Maccabees, which is gonna take a long time. God willing, I get through that. Y'all just don't know. Anybody that's read Maccabees knows how long those books are. Baruch and the Letter of Jeremiah is gonna be easy. Sirach is a long book. Wisdom of Solomon might take me 2 videos to do it. And Esther. I think I'm halfway. I got a lot of long books coming up. Let me see what y'all saying over here. I gotta exercise. I can't go to sleep yet. I better get off of this. Can y'all believe it? I gotta exercise still and I'm sleepy. Oh goodness. It's gonna be a struggle for real. I might wash some dishes too. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Nah, I don't know about that one. Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna read what y'all saying. That's beautiful. First time, Mom. Many blessings on your journey. It definitely goes by fast. I can't believe I have a 12-year-old. Sounds weird. Hey, Solomon reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Thank you, man. Blessings to you. Did he not get a ring to control the demons? Yeah, it was said he did in the Testament of Solomon, which I was reading recently. I don't know why. Maybe cross-referencing, I guess. Oh, and I think somebody asked me about it. Yeah. Like in the movie Hollywood. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings in a long time, but I seen it. Hollywood scares me. We should read Solomon. Solomon what? Solomon because he got 5. He got a lot of books. What you mean? Read Solomon. The Testament of Solomon? Um where it talks about him getting the ring and wearing the ring? What do you mean? Um then Sheena says I read the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, that was a good one too. It's one book by Solomon I won't read. If y'all ever see a book called Angels of Solomon, I won't read it. I don't know if I ever read that again. I don't recommend it to nobody either. Edit this video. That's gonna be a short edit though. That's God will. God willing. Which one is that? Hold on. Put these. Did I read that? Yeah, I did. Okay, Ming says sorry. Yes, the Testament, more so the ring story. Which one is that? It's the Testament of Solomon. Well, I don't know when I'll read that because I think I had something in mind after the Apocrypha, but I can't remember. I can't remember what. We'll see where the Spirit leads me. If that's what I'm supposed to read after, then I'll read it. I might read it like in between too, because I be thinking about reading just to read, and maybe that'll give me something to just read. I kind of don't care as long as I'm reading. something that's gonna feed my soul. So if you see me online one day and I just happen to be reading it, then it's just how it's gonna go. So, but I'll probably do the whole book in one read though, and not two videos, because it's all pretty much like one chapter. It's just one long chapter. It's not divided into chapters and verses. It's just one long book, but it's not that long. So that's how I'll do that one. Sorry, throwing so many books. They are interesting. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Just gives me something to read. I just don't know when I'm gonna get to it based on what I'm trying to do. Um, Trying to finish the Apocrypha, which is more entertaining than the Quran. The Quran was boring and got so boring after reading it. Even though it fed me spiritually and made me want to pray, it was just boring. After a while, I'm like, look, I can't keep reading this. I want to read the whole thing, but it's just so boring to me. And it repeats itself so much. Mm. I'm gonna tell you right now, I couldn't just read the Quran forever. Like like how some people just read the Old and New Testament only forever and nothing else. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing else, but as a biblical spiritual text that they believe as holy, nah, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Because the Quran is so boring to me. I don't even care who's Islam or Muslims. I'm just saying the Quran is boring to me. After a while, I will be so bored. Every, nah, I couldn't. Just couldn't do it. I don't know if it's because I read the Bible and other stuff first, but it's just so boring. And then it talks about the Bible a lot, the Old Testament and New Testament a lot, and a lot of those figures a lot. So even if you, even if I was reading it, I from what I gathered from it, it wants you, or it seems like you have to read the Old and New Testament anyway. So that's a good thing because the Quran is boring. So hopefully, those who did read the Quran, if they got bored like I did, hopefully they just went and read the Old and New Testament because it's just boring after a while. What about the Nag Hammadi scriptures? Those are, I haven't read them all, but do I got a book over there? No, I don't. I read some of them, but not all of them. I think it's a book Melchizedek in there. I don't know, but I like what's in there. Um, I just never read it all. Maybe one day I should read all of that. Mm. I got so much in here that I never read, and I stopped trying to read it all. I like some stuff I have. I just know I'm gonna never read, and it just sit and sit and sit, and either I give it away or it just sit and sit and sit, and it just sit. I never read it, and I some of it I just know I'm never gonna read. Some of these books were given to me, and they just gonna be there, and I don't think I'm gonna ever read them. I'm gonna probably give them away or trade them in a store credit to go towards another book. I don't know, but for now, some of them just here to be here, and I know some of them I'm gonna give away. Cause I'm literally buying books and collecting books for other people. I'm not gonna read all of them. Some books haven't even been opened. I still got, like the plastic that they put around books. That means it's brand new or that nobody's opened it yet. I got books like that here, purposely just to give to somebody else. One of them I bought by accident. I was supposed to be buying me another Bible, and I accidentally bought just the Apocrypha. So I was like, I ain't gonna give it back. I'm gonna just give it to somebody else one day. So I ain't gonna read all these books. But some of them just here. Some of them. What have you read the Nag Comedy scriptures? And do you have them? I want to read all the books, as many as I can, even mythology, especially mythology that's mentioned in the books. Mentioned in books. Okay. All right. Hmm. It's some other books that I might read one day, like the Book of the Dead. If I can bear it, if I can even deal with it and get through it, because some books make me so angry, um, and don't benefit me spiritually. I might not be able to deal with. So I don't know if I can get through it. I got about 6 books I would probably never recommend to anybody, but I will only recommend it if they don't believe I'm telling the truth, and just to verify I'm telling the truth. For that purpose, I'll say get it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Second, I would recommend it for that purpose, that they can get it and see if I'm telling the truth and read it for themselves, and that's what I would say. But it's only about 6 books that I would not recommend to anybody. And every book I'm talking about is all books I've read or started to read but didn't finish. So, and one of them I did a review on. I didn't. I only did a review up until the point that I read. It was 7 books in it. It was called the Book of Nathan the Prophet, Gad the Seer, Shemaiah, and others all in one. And the dude was claiming that it's crazy what he was claiming, but he was claiming that those were the legit. It seemed like he was claiming that those were the legit lost books of the Bible, and the stuff that he said in that book was a trip. I don't know if y'all ever seen that review by me, but if you go watch that review, the stuff he said in the second book, I couldn't. The first book, it was believable, but the second book was when it just went downhill. It was like a train and it fell off the tracks or off the rails or whatever they called it. It was just downhill from there. Like I couldn't believe it. Have y'all ever seen that book review by me? That was terrible. That was terrible right there. It was so bad when I was reading it. I couldn't even, it just got worse and worse. And I remember it got to a point where I couldn't read it. I couldn't read it anymore because what I was reading was so bad. And it just made me feel the way I was feeling. I was feeling so bad. I couldn't read it anymore. Like I literally couldn't read it. And that was one of the first times that I've ever felt like that from reading a book. So I had to stop. Um, Wait, was that review? Yeah, it was from that. I was reviewing it. That's right. I was doing a review on it, and I was just because before that review, I wouldn't go inside of the book like that. But from the I'm gonna type it in from the review I was doing because I wanted people to know instead of me just throwing the book away or asking for a refund or whatever. I was like, let me do a review on it, so everybody who considers buying it hopefully won't waste their money like I did because that book was kind of expensive for it to only be 7 books. The Book of Nathan, oops, spelled that wrong. Nathan the Prophet. Let me see if I can find it like this. Review. There it is. So this guy has many, many, many books. I can't believe they only. I- oh my goodness, this is insane. So this book on eBay only has one review, and it's a 5 star. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just can't. I can't believe it. Like that's insane to me. And the book is still about $40. Like I paid about 40 back then, and it's still about 40 now. It's insane. That is insane to me. If I left a review, I would shatter that. I would shatter it. He would have. Let's just go to the review. And also, this dude, he actually commented, I think, on my review. So, on my review, I don't know if you watched the entire thing, but he was in contact with me, and I spoke back to him, but I didn't really. He actually gave me his phone number too, but I didn't really bother reaching out because at that time I was very, very ill from my head pain and headaches. And what I wanted to do was, if I was well, I wanted to do like an interview with the guy and ask him, because somebody asked me, like, where did he get this info? What manuscript did he get that he wrote this from? Because I don't know where he got this stuff from, but this is the review that I did of his book. A lot of people come here before they buy the book and they glad that they came here first. But I guess I can't catch everybody, but the I'm gonna just probably get a certain part of the. I don't know if y'all can hear it though. I think I gotta change the settings. Hold on, wait a minute, because I don't think it's set for y'all to. Let me remove it. Um, present. Wait. Okay, hold on. Remove. Stop stream. Yeah. Present. Share. Um, window. I think. Yeah, that. No tab. I'm tripping. That one right there. Yeah, that one. I think. No, no, that's not the one. Where's the one after that? I got so many tabs open. Let me get it ready first. I can watch it from there. No, I'm watching on YouTube. Okay, give me that tab. Okay, that one. Give me that one. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna watch just some of it with y'all. I don't know if y'all want to watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna at least get the part where I'm telling y'all, like, this, the stuff he said in here is, you'll see, it's crazy. Where my headphones go? Oh, I put them up. Oh, I'm gonna put these back on because I don't want no interfering in the audio. So I want y'all to hear it clear. I can't just mute myself. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll do that. Okay, let me mute myself first. I don't want to mess with the audio. Okay. Okay, wait. I'm gonna say this first. Let me ask y'all: do y'all want to watch the whole review, or just the main parts on what I was saying about this person? The whole review is 18 minutes and 32 seconds. Y'all want to watch the whole thing, or just the main parts that I was talking about, which would be from the second book, not the first book. The first book was believable, but the second book, that's where it went downhill. So y'all let me know. Dang, I got 157 likes. I did not notice that. just, I guess I be in my own little world. I don't be paying attention. I be in my own little world while I'm waiting on y'all to tell me that. I guess I will put these back on. I don't know if y'all heard me over there. Did y'all hear me? Do y'all want to watch the whole review with me, or y'all want to watch the main parts? I think I'll just get the main. And my big old dog is at the end of this video. Play it all. Okay. All right, I got my headphones on, so I don't have to mute myself now. But if the audio don't sound clear and good for y'all let me know and I'll
Shemaiah,
mute
I do,
myself.
and others. Here's the review of the book of Nathan the prophet, Gad the seer, Jehu, Shemaiah, I do, and it has this huge picture on one. The author is T.I. Bursiah. Here's the review of the book of Nathan the prophet, Gad the seer, Jehu, Shemaiah, I do, and others all in one. The author is
Is that loud enough for y'all, by the way?
T.I. Burslaw. And it has this huge picture with fire in the background. And inside of it says, Your Bible, learn it or burn it. You can give your thoughts on that picture. I might have thought that that was a little off or wicked maybe at first. And on the back, he got the scriptures, some of them where it talks about these missing books. And the first one is 1 Chronicles 29:29, where it talks about Nathan the prophet, and in the book of Gad the seer. So he's showing you how these books were mentioned in the Bible, but some of them we did not get. And you can read these scriptures on your own time. And I'm going to get into the book because what this guy is claiming is not true. He did take some of the literal words of God out of the scriptures and put inside of this book. So I cannot say it is not at all true because the literal words of God are copied into it. So a portion of it is true, but what he added to it, no, some of that mess is not true. And I'm going to show you because when I got this, before I got it, I thought it was actually legit. I thought it was the real lost books, but it ain't. So I'm gonna show you that. By the way, it's a huge paperback, very huge. It's not too heavy though, and it's not too thick. Let me show you how thick right there. All right, so we have 7 books. We have the book of Nathan the prophet, the book of Gad the seer, Genesis love, which I don't know what it is, the book of the Chronicles of a king of the Medea and Persians, the book of Jehu, son of Hanani, the book of Shemaiah the prophet, and of Idu the seer. 7 books. One, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's in here. And he's charging about $40 per book. Paperback. Ripping people off. All right, so now we're in the book of Gad the seer. By the way, before I even read, I just want to explain. I read the book of Nathan the prophet, and I read half of the book of Gad the seer. I ain't read any further because by the time I got halfway through the book of Gad, it was so bad I couldn't even read no more. So, with the parts that I did read, here's the crap that I found. Just some of it. Sorry about all that, y'all. So it says, Now, after Gad the seer and Nathan the prophet were killed,
I'm sorry, my headphones fell off. Okay, sorry about
by David. Now, after Gad the seer and Nathan the prophet were killed by David, killed by David. Where in the scriptures have you heard or ever seen David killing either Gad or Nathan the prophet? You ain't gonna find it. It ain't in the, it ain't in the it ain't in the hidden book I found, and this crap right here definitely ain't legit. That's a clear contradiction. Then it says, Jonathan and David went up into the king's chambers and renewed their vows of intimacy with one another. And Jonathan asked of David whether he was concerned that people might find out about the two of them after hearing the words of Nathan and Gad. And David replied, First of all, the people witness what happens when anybody speaks out against the king. And if even Nathan the prophet and Gad the seer are not immune from the wrath of David the king, then surely no one else would dare say anything. Now, as for others finding out about us, I think it might be a good idea if I marry another wretch or two. For your sister visited me last night after the execution, and I said that she knew I was homosexual. So according to this book, David is a homosexual who possibly married secretly Jonathan. That's a contradiction also. Some people try to twist the scriptures to make David seem gay, but that's a contradiction. And with Jonathan, still a contradiction. But this goes even further. Then it says, and she asked if it was okay if her and I never have intercourse, and I said sure, for I did not desire a woman anyway. So they really on with this. Matter of fact, let's see this next part. But my dear, sweet, beloved Jonathan, take no offense if I marry a few more women, for I am only considering it as the best way to ensure that our love be not discovered and be titled. And David kissed Jonathan and whispered into his ear these words, but fear not, Jonathan, even if some people find out about us, they will not dare speak out against us, for I made sure of that. For I left the dead bodies of Nathan and Gad out and suffered them not to be put in any, I guess, graves. I gotta turn the page. In any graves. Okay, so that's just a little part. Now, over here, I got a little, yeah, take this out. So it says, propose of keeping us together and also keeping us out of any dangers of being discovered by the people. With this lamentation that I have written, I will present the illustration, the illusion that when your father and brethren died, that you also died. Oh my goodness. So, oh yeah, I remember this. So, David, according to this, David was going to write. This is just all bad. Okay. So, they trying to say that when Saul and his sons died in the war against the Philistines, I believe, they're trying, according to this, they're trying to say that Jonathan didn't die. They're trying to say that Jonathan was secretly hiding out in David's chamber, and David was going to write a letter talking about, let's see, it says, up above, it says, I'm going to start here. I have written, I will present the illusion that when your father and brethren died, that you also died. That way, nobody will know that you are here with me, and so none will ever know about our love life. So they tried to make it sound like they faked Jonathan's death. Let's see what the next part says. Then David let Jonathan read the lamentation, and Jonathan smiled at David when he read what David had written about the abominable acts that I don't even want to read that messed up. Okay. So then let's see what it say. And it was not until David and Jonathan both had contracted a disease of burning in the loins that David killed Look at this. The scriptures don't say that either. Okay. So according to this, David killed Jonathan also after he got a disease of burning. Then it says, it's just ridiculous. We ain't even gotten to Nathan the prophet yet. Then it says, for the sexual transmitted disease had become so loathsome that David could not bear it any longer, and he was unable to interact intimately in the flesh anymore. I don't even want to read no more of that mess no more. Then it's talking about how he wrote Psalms and all this crap. Let's see what this is talking about. It's disgusting. I'm having a difficult time reading it. And David hated all of his lovers. Look at this. And David hated all of his lovers and abused them because he wanted men instead of women. But he never pursued his lust for men after he murdered Jonathan. Nah, it's just so stupid. Let me finish it. David had begun to settle for women, but he was not happy with women, so he abused. Oh my goodness. All right. I think that's pretty much um well, I don't even want to read no more. It's just that bad. All right, this is the part in
Wait,
Nathan.
wait. I'm sorry. That was funny. Okay, okay, hold on, wait. Play it back.
Is that bad? All right, this is the part in Nathan the prophet about Solomon. I'm gonna read some of this. It says in at the top, and evil deeds, but rather Solomon did not want to lose those followers who believed him to be the anointed. And it talks about what he did with his wives. Let's see. Often Solomon came down to the stables and said to his wives, whosoever can last the longest shall receive a true queen's reward. Go near to my horses and make my horses go into you and out. Do the horse, and when you have worn out one horse, I will bring you another, and outlast each other. And I will take the two winners unto my chambers, and the two winners will be mothers of my children. I shall grant to them seed of the son of David. So he made him have sex. Well, according to this, he made him have sex with horses. And then it says in 13, let's see. Now, according to this, it tries to make Solomon seem like he got rich by his wives and pimping them out. The highlighted part says he made harlots of all his wives all day and night long, 6 days a week. But in the scriptures, it doesn't say this. It says he got rich by the Most High made him rich, if I remember correctly. If you read 1 Kings 1 through 11, I might have to find that, but I'm just reading this and showing y'all this. Now let's go over here. It talks about how he was treating the women. He kept them in a separate location, never allowing them to leave. And it talked about that he would, let's see, he wanted them to be silent and not speak out. Let's see, it says, for a first offense of the law for the wives of Solomon to be silent, all of the talkative wives' teeth were removed, and their tongues were partially cut, but not completely removed. And even up here it talks about then the tongue of that wife who spake would be cut out and removed. So he didn't want them to like speak against him or just talk, and they were taught to be like harlots basically. Then it says the removal of the tongues for the whatever. So let me get into the part I really need to get to. Okay, this is exactly what I want. All right, it says, now the wives of Solomon who prevailed in the horse endurance contest had to endure the flesh of horses and asses for 3 days, but one of them endured more flesh of horses and lasted 4 days. But her womb was very abused because of the great size of the flesh of the horses. And Solomon had finished building the house of the Yahowyah, and he brought his two wives, who lasted 3 and 4 days, into the house of the Yahowyah. And Solomon said, go before the altar and bow down on your knees and give thanks to the Adonai. For this day, the two of you shall conceive seed from the seed, son of David. Now remember, they're at the altar, right? Then it says, and the two wives fell on their knees and bowed their heads to the floor. And Solomon came in from behind them and grabbed them where they were most sore from the flesh of horses, which was their private part. And Solomon lifted them up high into the air and pulled them apart as wide as he could with all of his strength. Now, this would really be bad if this was true. And then it says, and he gave seed into them one at a time. He took turns on them in this manner. Then it goes on and say, and they screamed loud in pain, and everyone watched. And the more louder that they screamed, the more harder Solomon squeezed and pulled apart the sensitive part of their wounds, which was already sore from the enduring 3 and 4 days of great sized horse's flesh. And Solomon suffered not the people to see the bloody, abused wounds of those two wives, blah, blah, blah. And it's talking about, ugh, it's nasty. Let me just skip this part.
Thank you. Skip it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right here. As long as it's, yeah, I can't. This book has a portion of the truth in it, because it literally has some of the
This is what I meant before we watched it, and I said it was hard to read. As you can see, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here." Like I could, and I think I'm gonna have to go back in to read just to verify something else. But it's so bad.
most. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right here. As long as it's, yeah, I can't. This book has a portion of the truth in it because it literally has some of the Most High's words in it, copy. But a huge or a lot of it is false. It goes against the scriptures and it's probably a bunch of made up crap. And I ain't even get to show y'all a huge portion of it. That was a very small portion of it. And it decreased me in spirit. And, I was just feeling worse and worse as I read. So I couldn't even read all that, nor did I want to read all of it. But what you saw was probably enough to convince you. But it's always good that you seek out the truth for yourselves, because my words are always the most reliable words. So if you still feel the need or want to get it, go right on ahead, buy it. I could have returned this book to the person and got my money back. I could have threw it away, but I kept it for this reason because it needed to be revealed that this man who claims to be he literally claims to be Nathan the prophet, or he claims to have the spirit of Nathan the prophet in him now, according to this book. All right, so here's where it says it. It says, and when the book of Nathan the prophet has been written again, I know that Solomon the spirit will seek to destroy it again. So they're claiming that Solomon destroyed it once and his spirit will destroy it again the second time. But this time it shall not be destroyed, because this time I have chosen John Fan Lee, which being interpreted is return again Lee, even Bruce Lee, to abide in an empty vessel, even the vessel of T.I. Burslaw. So that's what it says. Then it says, and Bruce Lee will protect the book of Nathan the prophet, and it will be given because, and it will be saved because Bruce Lee cannot be defeated, even though he was already defeated. All right. All right. So here's talking about, it says, now you have said that you would use T.I. Burslaw to write the book of Nathan the prophet again. To do that, Nathan the prophet, the spirit must enter into the vessel
I'm
of Nathan
sorry. I got to
already defeated.
hold on. Wait.
All right.
What I said right there was so slick. It made me laugh.
All right.
I said, even though Bruce Lee was already defeated, but I'm sorry. Okay.
Bruce Lee cannot be defeated, even though he was already defeated. All right. All right. So here's talking about, it says, now you have said that you would use T.I. Burslaw to write the book of Nathan the prophet again. To do that, Nathan the prophet, the spirit must enter into the vessel of T.I. Burslaw. But you also said that Bruce Lee, the spirit, would enter into the vessel of T.I. Burslaw to defend the book of Nathan the prophet. It's a lot of mess in this book, but I just want to put this out there and review this book because it's a mess. And I don't recommend you get it. I don't recommend you get anything by this guy. He got a few books out there. He's selling them individually. He sells the book of Gad individually, the book of Nathan individually. If you see anything by T.I. Burslaw, be warned. Do not get it. They are not the legit books. I don't recommend nobody to get them anymore. What's the matter with you? Let's see.
Yes.
Hey, let's see. Look, sir, I'm trying to do a video, sir. Hey, sir, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, look at you. Let's see. All right. All right. Now, I guess I'll wrap this video up. Just be aware. Stop it. With your little self. Move it with your little self. Let's see. Look at it. Let's see. Let's see. He be doing this little thing. Stop it. Well, he be like, stop it. He be like, I kind of use his little teeth, trying to nibble on me and stuff. And ouch.
He know it'd be funny too. And he be doing that. All right.
Come. We live here.
It's funny. That was funny. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. That dude. Wait, man who claimed the world would end. Oh, that's another one. Tell the enemy. Where's the other one at? Um, you said my dog just passed a week ago. Oh dang!
Here's the
How old
review
was
of the
your
book of
dog?
Nathan the prophet,
Um,
Gad the seer.
well, how long did you have him? He was 80 dog years. Have you seen this video of my dog jumping in the lake? It might make you laugh.
Just look at this. What's here? Hey, come on. You going swimming? You look. Look. Come on. Yeah, man, you a trip. Come. With his little self. Don't you get back in. Hey, get it. Come here. Yassa, get from out of that water. Come on. With your little self. No. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Y'all again. Yeah. You a trip. You better stay out of that water with your little self.
I'm sorry, this dog right
Oh,
here.
look at that. You better again. Yeah. Get from out of that water. Come on. With your little self. No. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Y'all again. Yeah. You a trip. You better stay out of that water with your little self. Oh, look at that. I know they like, look at this. Hey, y'all see him? He tripping. He crazy. Y'all spots. Come here, boy. Come on. Come here. Look at this. Come here. Something just fell in the water. Stop. Stop. Sit down. Stay. With your bad self.
Oh goodness, that was funny. I'm teary-eyed. That dog right there. That dog was funny. Had me cracking up. I was going through a breakup, um, and I felt like that dog was sent to me to make me laugh because that's what he did. That's what his name means. Yatsachak in Hebrew means laughter. It's it's basically Isaac's name in Hebrew, and it means laughter. It's funny because that's what he made me do a lot. Let's see if I can find this other one. I'm glad it made you laugh. Look. Is that the one? No, can't remember. Oh, it is.
Good job. Yeah. Yeah.
I know the quality is bad. You welcome, but it's funny.
Okay, okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
We was at a park at night,
Come here. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on with your big sip. Look at. Hold on. wait. 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 There you go. I'm gonna try to let you in there. Hold on. Here, come on, get in. Come on. Get up there. Get up there, y'all. There you go. Put your arm in there. What you trying to do? You trying to eat the swing? You trying to eat it. You can't eat it. Yikes. Stop it. Let You can't eat this. No, you can't eat it. You was
Oh,
we got it again, y'all. Yeah, you can't eat the swing now. Hey. Well, I tell you a trip. All right. Okay. Let it go. That's enough. That's enough. Boy, you better cut it out.
you see that look on his face? Look,
That's enough.
he's having a good time.
Boy, you better cut it out. He had me cracking up yesterday, y'all, for real. Hold on. Yeah. Stop, boy. Move. Sit down. Look at him. Just look at him. He had me cracking up yesterday. I was trying to do some pull-ups on the poles above the swing. Here he comes. Jumping on the swing. Just look at him. I was cracking up so bad. He trying to tear up the swing. That's what he's trying to do. Look. All right.
This was the reason I came to this video. So I said, the night before he made me laugh so bad, I remembered when I named him Yatsachak, which means laughter, because he was sent by God to make me laugh. God told Abraham to name his son Yatsachak/Isaac equals laughter, Genesis 17:19. And then I posted the strong number in the Hebrew in different languages, the ancient, the paleo, and the modern. And like, yeah, the name fit him because he made me laugh all the time. So, and it was at a time where I needed it. So, and it wasn't my dog. It ended up being a dog that I took care of. It was my niece's dog. But from day one, she
Had
didn't
to
take care
seal
of the dog.
Jehu. Here's the review of the book of
But
Nathan the prophet.
me and that
Gad.
dog had so many videos that I never put out. And every now and then I try to like take a clip of me and him and put it in one of my book reviews, or rather at the beginning, in the middle, or the end, because a lot of people ask me, "Where is your dog? What happened to your dog?" And some people don't know that dog's not with me anymore. But I got so much footage of this dog that I'm not doing anything with. I was always meant to post it at some point, but I never did. So I just try to do like that, and it became this thing where, as I do a book review, one day I just had the idea to just have a yachts moment, and I would just show him. He could just be sitting down, laughing, chilling, having a good time, and then I might say a couple of things to him, give him a 5, and then we go back to the book review, and then so it just kind of became a thing where I would include him in the. Well, he took over my last book review that you just saw. He just took over at the end. I wasn't playing. He ended it for me. I was finna end it. He finished it off. So that's that. But yeah, I literally took you to the video of him jumping in the lake because I thought it would make you laugh. Um, yeah, that was the funniest dog I've ever had. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I ain't gonna hold y'all no more. I gotta go and try to exercise, which is gonna be crazy. But I got a little bit of energy laughing at that. That kind of woke me up. Well, that woke me up. Every now and then I go back and watch some videos, especially that one of me and him. 'Cause that was just funny. I didn't expect him to jump in that lake. That was the first time I took him to that lake, and we was at a part of the lake where nobody was around, so I just took the leash off of him. I just let him run free, and that's what he decided to do. That was his first time there, to my not. Yeah, it was his first time there, and he decided he just gonna jump in the lake, and I'm like, that's why when in the video you saw me say no, and then he jumped in, and it was just so funny. I just started laughing. I couldn't control it. Um, yeah, good. He was a trip. So that was the dog I was telling you about that I called Little Self, Big Self, and I say come to that was him. He was the one. Well, I'm gonna get out of here though. I'll see you soon, most high willing, in another reading and video. All right. Thanks to all who will watch and did watch. I gotta edit that too. If I don't be too lazy. Well, if I don't edit it, oh well. But if I do, then it'll be shorter. But peace be to the saints. Though I'm gonna get out of here. I'm hungry too. It's the perfect time. Yes, sir. Good night. Good night.